And the classic mistake of not unmuting myself before I go live. But hello, everyone. How are all of you doing? I'm really, really excited to look at all the things that you're sending in the chat. I don't remember the last time I was on a stream and I had folks from so many different places joining the stream. I am so, so thankful to all of you for coming here, going through the chat again. This is a very, very quick chat. I'm struggling to keep up with the pace here, but love to see people from Seattle, Venezuela, India. We also saw friends from Requesty scrolling up to find their chat. We have someone from the Roo Code handle as well. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, there's people from all across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm sure you are as excited as I am to be getting to know everything that we're going to do this weekend. I'm sure you're also waiting to hear from Hannes, who is from the Ruko team. Hannes has a lot of exciting things to showcase. So I'm going to go quickly and get things started. I know we're right about time when the excitement is really blowing up and we really want to get to the part and really get to know what we're here for. Before we get any further, let me quickly introduce myself. If you've not crossed paths yet, my name is Siddharth. I work as a first party events coordinator at Major League Hacking, which essentially means that I get to work on all of our first party hackathons that you may have attended on MLH Discord, and also hackathons like these where we run with other partners, Roo Code and Requesty being two of them that we are working with this time. My fun fact, and we'd always like to introduce us whenever we introduce ourselves, we also talk about a fun fact. The fun fact about me is that you can talk to me about airplanes. If you've ever heard of people who watch takeoff and landing videos of aircrafts for hours together, well, I am one of them. And if you can always come back and talk to me about any of them. So if you are anybody who's an AV geek, let me know in the chat. You can also hang around with me on Discord. I'm pretty sure we'll have a good chat about it. But I want to welcome all of you to the Roo Code Hackathon. And this weekend, all of us are getting together to build AI hacks with Roo Code. But this may be a first time for you to get to know what Roo Code is. And I'm sure you probably are also getting to know about Requesty for the first time. And it's only justice if we begin by introducing you to both of those exciting platforms and tools. And for that, I have someone real special. He is Hannes, who's a community manager at Roo Code, and we already have him here to talk to us a little bit more about what that interesting journey of his looks like, going from a dry cleaner to a self-taught coder and then further away. But Hannes, I'll pass it on to you to introduce yourself and show them the magic of Roo Code.
Well, thank you. As he said, my name is Hannes Rudolph. I am the community manager here at Roo Code. I'm going to show you today how to, some basic setup with Roo Code and how to connect it to Requesty, where they have provided the compute for you guys with the models Google Gemini 2.5 Flash and 2.5 Pro. Hey, Adam, I see you there. Hi. I know you. Okay. I guess, do you want to start showing that, or should I talk about my dry cleaning history? I mean, people are always curious. What do you mean you were a dry cleaner? Who's met a dry cleaner?
You should definitely talk about your journey. I think that's a very interesting background.
Well, I mean, I even went to a dry cleaning school. It's a thing in Baltimore. But I grew up in a family business, worked in that for quite a number of years, 12 years. I started my own business and had been running that when I was working on internal software for our business and came about being involved in Roo Code. And so I still run my small business, a handyman business. It's a small construction stuff. There's 3 people that work there and myself. And I do that alongside being the community manager at Roo Code, where I get to communicate and work with the community all day long. Also, I get to use Roo Code to help build Roo Code, which is absolutely a fascinating place to be in history, in my opinion.
Of course. Do you want to now get started with showing us what Roo Code is, how is that special, and the magic that it entails?
Sure. Okay. So what will happen is when you download Roo Code, you'll end up here. You can there on our docs.roocode.com. There is docs on how to get this set up, how to get Roo Code downloaded and such. Then what will happen is you'll be thrown into this screen. We're going to go with Requesty as they are our generous sponsor here. I will hit Requesty. it's going to take me to their website. I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to log in with Google. Come on, internet connection. Okay, look at that. I already have an account. Otherwise, yeah, we would see that too. Now that I'm set up, it's going to say, hey, would you like to send anonymous usage data? This is to participate in our telemetry to help us continue to evolve Roo and get it to do the things you need it to do, help to establish whether it's working, whether it's not working, things like that. So I'm going to press allow because I think that's great. We get a little pop-up here. Let's close that. I'm going to start by throwing in auto approve on everything so that we don't have to spend too much time hitting approve, approve, approve. And then I'm going to go to this request, the settings tab in the top right. You click right here. And then under requesty here, we're going to select the model. They have made ones for us. See here, requesty. How punny of them. And we're going to select Gemini 2.5 Pro. I am also going to go down to the advanced settings here and let's bump the temperature a little bit. I'm going to bump it to 0.2. I'll hit save. And I'm also going to go to our terminal and disable terminal shell integration. So that way we have inline terminal instead of utilizing the VS Code terminal here. Okay, I'm going to hit save, done, and close this. I have a prompt that we have prepared to make us a Flappy Birds, a little Flappy Birds demo here. Create a polished, visually appealing website that features a smoothly animated version of Flappy Birds. The design should feel engaging and responsive, with fluid transitions, playful animations, and intuitive controls. Prioritize usability, consistency, and charm in both the game interface and the overall site. This is to be built with Node. Now, by default, we start in Architect. Right here, you can see we have a mode selector, and we're going to keep it in Architect and hit start. Let's see what we get. I guess this is the part where usually I start chatting with my co-hosts, and I guess, oh, he's back, Sid.
The co-host is right here.
Okay, so what we have is I'm zoomed in a bit, but basically we have a to-do list that Gemini has made for us. And it's going to, oh, look at that. It made a diagram, a whatchamacallit, a mermaid diagram. I'm going to go to the bottom. Okay. And so it's saying, does this initial plan and structure look good to you? Once you approve it, I'll switch to code mode and start the implementation. Yeah, I guess it looks good. I'm not going to look over it in detail, but I advise as you work with architect mode to pay close attention because, you know, I imagine you're not just going to wing it for your submission. I mean, I guess you could. It would be interesting. And I don't think if you do Flappy Birds, you're gonna get best hack. That's for sure. Flappy Bird time, somebody says. I guess we have a bit of a delay.
The chat came in earlier. I did not want to distract you, but there were guesses already that this demo was going to be about Flappy Birds.
Oh man, Tetris, Flappy Bird. Tetris is more of an 80s thing. I know people love it, but Flappy Bird was quite a phenomenon. Like it was, you know, this guy made it and it became this best-selling game for some reason, and the sound was, you know, it sounded like when I leave my refrigerator door open, it starts beeping. Same thing. I mean, it was the most basic game, and yeah, I think it propelled this individual's career. And this is, I think, a great example of what can happen with things like hackathons. Klein, which is the software which we forked from, they were born at a hackathon. Roo Code was also born at a hackathon, internal hackathon for the company which it spun off from. But you know, these things, they're big. So I like that Flappy Birds has that history. Okay, back to the screen here. We have our to-do list at the top, project setup, front-end scaffolding. It's going through stuff. It's lots going on here. It's writing files, as you can see. How many people are on right now watching us?
About 80 people.
Oh, hey, 80 people. That's excellent. Hey, I recognize that person. Let's Roo. Absolutely. Okay.
And I have a quick opinion here about Tetris. You said it's an old game, that's for sure. But I know a bunch of people who really, really love Tetris. There's a whole group of people on the in the MLH community who always ask us to run Tetris. And I think maybe Tetris is more popular these days than Flappy Birds. I may be
I
wrong.
think
I'm
you're
sorry.
100% right. Absolutely. And it is way more challenging of a game than,
I
you
I
know,
completely agree.
that's what's sort of fascinating about Flappy Birds is that it was such a splash and it's was a nothing. I think the fascinating part was actually that you would tap your screen.
Mhm.
But let's see what's it doing here. Hi chat. Is it hanging on us? Sometimes it does that, Boop. Okay, let's I'm gonna hit cancel here. If you get interrupted, um I'm going to restore to this checkpoint here. There we go. And hit resume and keep going.
We have John in the chat saying that Flappy Birds, I believe, was taken off of the App Store, which is why it fizzled out. Do you know anything about that?
I think that I was looking into that, and I think that the person that did it really got tired of the all the attention.
Could be that.
Is it trying to make a PNG? You can't make a PNG. Do this without that. Okay. I mean, it could make a PNG if we were using the, nano banana, but
Mhm.
not in this one here. So I'm going to tell it no, and then I'm going to. One thing about using Roo Code is it depends the model. Some are more going to be more automated than others, but at the end of the day, this process where we are in the history of remote agents, having a human in the loop really does maximize your product or your output. If you wanted to, get 10 instances going and then have them all one shot it and give it a try, that's 100% a strategy that some people are experimenting with, including ourselves. But when you have your compute and you're making a project for you, a smaller project like this, in my experience, the best way is to somewhat pay attention to what's going on. Make sure to uh, take a look at changes intermittently. You can always disable any one of these auto. So I can disable read, write, and then it will ask me, hey, are you ready? I can disable write and review the code before it submits it. Okay, final touches. Let's see what we have going on. npm start. It installed it. I'm going to guess that we are running on. Click to start. I mean, it's not very pretty, that's for sure. Oh, wow, it's full screen. Oh, sort of. Okay, we have Flappy Birds. This is the situation where I would say, hey, can you get it to take the whole screen kind of thing.
Mhm.
How far am I going to go? We don't have any sound. Sometimes they put sound in when we do this demo on our weekly podcast. It depends on the model. I don't know. I think that this pattern does not seem to be. Oh, okay, we're going higher. I mean, this is the
Perfectly right.
easiest Flappy Birds I've ever played. What happens when I fall? Oh, see, there we go. I got 26. So, to make this look better, I'm just going to take that and see. I did this on purpose. Is what I'm going to make it look like. There. See, now it's all good. Okay, a little more over. Perfect. And all I'm using is the space bar. And when I die out, hit the space bar again and keep going. So there's a Flappy Birds one shot. Thank you, Google Gemini.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
If anybody in the chat has any comments about that, have any questions related to that demo, keep that coming. We see someone wanting to do flappy kangaroos. Is that possible?
Well, I mean, we could say, here, I'm going to kill this command. And then I'm going to say, can we switch out the bird to a kangaroo? Hit enter. Let's see what happens. Okay, a flappy kangaroo. I mean, I don't know how that poor kangaroo flying through the air. This might confuse the model. I know once I tried Flappy Birds with Flappy Orcas, and it did not work very well. When I just reverted back to Flappy Birds, it seemed to work. It's almost like these models are trained on a basic Flappy Birds. Yeah. It's interesting that some models are better at different one shots than other models. It's, I mean, training's training, and their knowledge that they were trained on individual games is going to be different. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's refresh this. I don't know what we got.
But that works.
It looks like a pig from the top. Okay. So there we go. Does anybody have any questions about Roo now that we've gone through Flappy Kangaroos?
There's just one comment here. There's one comment here about making this more complicated, maybe at a future time where you could add bots to it. Maybe this is for another demo where you can make it more competitive. But I see no other questions for now.
No general questions about Roo Code. I guess maybe everybody here is familiar with Roo Code. I'm not sure.
Looks like it. Well, Hannes, before we end the demo, is there any best practices that you want to share? I know while people have used this for general projects, this is going to be a bit more time sensitive. And for the hackathon, they're going to do a lot of different creative things. Are there best practices related to the hackathon that you want to just inform them of?
Yes, there's one best practice if you're really looking to get deep into this and figure out how to use this tool and even become a power user. The best practice is to hop on our Discord, discord.gg/Roo Code, because the people on there, our community is phenomenal. You can ask any questions. You can ask noob questions. You can ask pro questions, whatever you want. And people are always 24 hours a day are there to answer. I jump in as often as I can. I'm back and forth between meetings and trying to implement some fixes myself or features, and just working with the community. So if you do that, you will be very, very, very pleased with the result. You can ask questions in the way that makes sense for you. Another thing is don't be shy using the docs.roocode.com. That site has a lot of content. We try our best to keep it up. If something doesn't quite sit right with you or it doesn't make sense, feel free to just jump on Discord again and ask. If you shoot me a direct DM on Discord, I'll do my best to answer. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not shy. Some people, mods or community managers, you message them and you don't get a response. I do my best to respond to every message that I get. And sometimes I miss a few, but yeah, we are a community first open sourced project. And we look forward to your participation in this, first major hackathon we've done.
Of course, couldn't have said that better. But there are people here. I saw one question here. I'm trying to scroll back in. Do you have an answer to this?
Will Roo Code be providing code for participants to register a domain for their projects? Codes. I'm not sure I understand. If you're talking about for the API, when you connect, I guess I didn't really go over this. When you connect with Requesty and you select that Requesty model, which we have two of in this menu, Requesty Gemini 2.5 Pro and Requesty Gemini 2.5 Flash. these models, if you look, my credit did not change. So they are free. They do have rate limits that are realistic rate limits. So to prevent abuse, the people at Requesty are very sharp at this kind of thing. And yeah, this is free Gemini 2.5 for the weekend.
There's one more question for you, which I know you will be excited to answer.
Can we run Roo in the cloud? Very, very soon, you will be able to run Roo in the cloud. So stay tuned, and you can sign up at roocode.com for our, to be notified when it goes live.
Perfect. Well, that's all the questions that I can see for now. We can get back to slides, and then we also have a dedicated Q&A section towards the end where we can take up more questions. But that was a very quick demo of what Roo Code can get you during this weekend and what amazing things you can build with it, while also getting supported by compute that Requesty provides. But this may also be your first time getting to know what Major League Hacking is, and I want to spend a few seconds also talking about what Major League Hacking is actually. Well, we are the global hacker community, and we do this by supporting events, workshops, internship alternatives, and so much more. And by being at this hackathon, you are joining a community of over a million hackers just like you. Yes, over a million hackers just like you.
Wow.
And for anybody who's coming here attending these events, you're also earning points for your schools. And we also have a season ranking that we put out at the end of every season, where the more you participate in any of our member events, any of our global hack weeks, any of the MLH associated hackathons, you are earning more points, and your school will be on the top of that list every year when we announce it. So if this is your first time, look for more events and come back and join us for even more. But starting right now, MLHers like me and a lot more, I will introduce you to them in just a little bit. They're going to be around at all hours on the Roo Code Discord server. We shared that link in the chat a little while ago, but we'll get to that link once again as part of the slides. But we will be around to help you throughout the clock and also making sure that you are successful this weekend. The MLHers that you're going to meet specifically, other than me, are going to be Ritvi, Quinn, and Paul. All of them will be around for some bit of the time in the 24 hours that you're going to be hacking. And you will get to see them either through a stream that they're going to run or through any mini events that they're going to run this weekend. So if you see them, go say hi, tell them that you've already heard of them, and they'll be around to help you with any queries that you have. Like I said, you can come to us with questions, concerns, or even to just hang around, chill, talk about AI, talk about any exciting projects that you're building, or if you want to just come around and chat about airplanes, we're all here for that as well. And if you want to get our attention, all you need to do is use the MLH role or tag us with the MLH role on any questions that you have for us on Discord. We'll be right there to answer those for you. But having talked about a little bit of those introductions, I know you're now wanting to know more about what exactly is happening this weekend. And let me tell you that real quick. The next 48 hours are going to be jam packed with activities, and we just kicked that off with a quick demo. I'm sure you know, and you are expecting a lot more to happen this weekend. We want you to not just be hacking on your projects all throughout the week, but we want you to, of course, learn, but also share, build, and make friends, because it's only more fun when we are working together as a community and sharing the knowledge that we have coming from different backgrounds, and also using that knowledge to make other people around the community grow with us. Uh, well, I talked about mini events, but let's get to it and tell you what exactly are we going to host. And like I said, we're going to host things 24/7. Not all of these events will be friendly to your time zone. We really want you to get enough sleep. We really want you to get hydrated. All that is super important. So only feel free to come and attend the ones that are friendly to your time zone. The first one that we're going to do this, which is right after opening ceremony, is going to be a way for you to not just come around hack fun, but also a chance for you to get introduced to other hackers. I'm sure you're going to find a lot more people joining the Roo Code server for the first time. This is a great way for you to just go around, get introduced to what they're building, get introduced to them as people who are working with Roo Code during this time. But we're going to play this very interesting game of Pictionary. Hannes, have you played Pictionary ever?
Yes, I'm not really that good.
You should definitely come to this mini event then. We're going to use this platform called scribble.io, where it's super easy to set things up, and it's a very fun game to play when you have a big crowd. So the more people come, the more
Okay.
fun it's going to be. And you, Hannes, will have to join us at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. For anybody who's coming from other time zones, the time is in the slide there. But all you have to do is go find a voice channel that's called Hangout. come in there. Our staff, the village coaches that you saw earlier, one of them will be there to moderate all of that. But that's not the end. We have more of that happening. Hannes, remember we were talking about Tetris being the crowd favorite?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we definitely do have to run one round of Tetris to make sure that all the Tetris fans in the chat. I remember seeing at least one person in the chat who said Tetris was fun when it's played multiplayer. Now, if you've never played Tetris multiplayer and you don't know what the person was trying to say, this is your chance to come and play some Tetris. And this is going to be a little after the first game after we have played, and this is a good time for you to take a break from hacking. I know by around 2:30 p.m. Eastern, that's when we're going to run this event. You would have started ideating, you would have started vibe coding, you would have made a little bit of progress in the Flappy Birds or the Flappy Kangaroos that you're going to make this weekend. This is a good chance for you to come around and take a break for hacking and get to know how fun Tetris is when played multiplayer. And then finally, for all the fun mini events, we'll have this fun with origami. I don't know how many origami fans are in the chat, but it's a very nice game where you get your flat sheets of paper and turn it into something magical. There are no rules. You can get as creative as you want to build whatever you want. This is going to be a little bit more friendly to our friends in the APAC time zone and a little too early for the friends who are in the Western time zone. So it's going to be at 5:30 a.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. IST. All this information about the schedule is on the page, the registration page. Just don't worry about taking notes. Our staff will also send you announcements as and when the event goes live. And then last but not the least, I think this is a very exciting session that we're going to organize. Hannes, do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Build with Roo Code in Google Gemini. Paige Bailey from Google Gemini, or from Google DeepMind, has volunteered her time to join us on a Saturday. I think. Oh no, this is the other. This is the one that Sa will be doing, isn't it?
This is the one that both of them are doing. So this is
Okay.
going to be at 12:30. Yes.
So we have a demo with Paige Bailey and demo with Sa, one of the Roo Code team. Who's I don't know the complete content of these. I know that the Roo Code demo is going to be focused around what is it? We're going to be showing you some tips and tricks how to use different aspects of Roo Code. So I mean, it's you'll already have gotten your feet wet by then, but this is a great opportunity to learn from one of our very seasoned community members. Sa was a community member for quite some time before he joined our team, and so he's extremely knowledgeable about Roo Code. He helps in making all of our tutorial videos, and so his knowledge is really top on this kind of thing. And if you have questions, he'll be able to answer them on the fly. He's quite good at this. And as far as Google Gemini, Google DeepMind presentation from Paige Bailey, I'm not exactly sure what she's showing, but my understanding is that people really do enjoy her presentations and when she speaks. So I know that when she was on our podcast, it was one of our most listened to. And even the other day, someone was like, I really liked it back when you guys had like Google on your podcast. So people like listening to her. She's great. So really join. You're going to have a great time.
Couldn't have said that better. But yes, you already saw a little bit of that Roo Code magic in the 10-minute-ish demo that Hannes gave you. This is going to be a more deep diving into Roo Code itself. If you've not set this up already, you'll get to know how it's set up. You'll get to know a lot more about what different things that it gets you, what are different things that may not have been covered in the 10 minutes. And then also talking about how you can utilize Google Gemini in the background to achieve a lot more. Paige will also showcase and introduce you to a lot more things outside of just Google Gemini. You've probably heard of Google AI Studio. You've heard of a lot more things in that ecosystem of what we call as Gemini. So all of that is coming up at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. That's going to be at 10 p.m. IST on the same day for folks in APAC. Sweet. So that's all about what the schedule has for you. But for you to go to all of these events and to be successful throughout the week, we also need to talk a little bit about logistics and specifically talking about how you can get checked in and make sure you're also having the right set of access to the channels on the Roo Code server. Let's begin. The first thing that you need to do is register and check in for the hackathon itself. And that's a way for us to know that you came to this hackathon. And that's also a way for you to get involved and also win prizes, because we have prizes also that we need to talk about a little later. So I'm going to get you that link first so you can take this time, to go check in. But the next thing that you do is, of course, come to Discord. And like Hannes said a little while ago, this is the place where all the chatter, the questions, the answers, being mini events, meeting the community, all of the exciting announcements and talk is happening here. So you really, really, really need to be here to keep in touch with everything that's happening. And that's the link for the Discord. I'll drop that again in the chat. So you are aware, should be there right now. Yep. Sweet. So while you're there, the first thing that you need to do is go and find a channel that's called About Hackathon. And this is for you to get access to the channels that you really need for this weekend. When you get to that channel, you will see a pinned message. Just react to that message with an emoji that's already present down below. That should get you access to all the different channels. If I was in your place and I had to confirm that if I really had access to these channels, after I reacted to that message, I'd also go back and check if I see a channel called Chat Hackathon. If I do, if I'm able to send messages there, you do have what you need for this weekend. If you don't see that, you need to go back and either get in touch with MLHers, because that's going to be one of our general queries, and we will get in touch with you and help you out there. But throughout this weekend, we also hope and expect that you may come into technical queries or run into maybe technical issues that you need further help with. And the right set of people to help you with that will be the support team on the Roo Code server, and you can get in touch with them or get their attention. Hannes is one of them. You can get in touch with them. Of course, you can tag Hannes whenever you want. I think he's given us
People
that
do it all
permission.
the time.
Go for it.
I only ask people to stop doing it when it becomes incessant. It's happened a few times, but
Uh, well, I think, and I hope it doesn't happen that way this weekend. But if you
it's
wanted to
fine.
not disturb Hannes when he's asleep, and you wanted to have someone from the
My
support team to
phone's on do
support.
not disturb when I'm asleep, so I'll get it if I get it.
So then that tells you that Hannes is going to get some sleep this weekend. You also should go get some sleep throughout the 48 hours. Coming back, you should have definitely tag the support team on Discord, and they'll be around to help you whenever you need them. But if you need to get in touch with us more privately, and when I say privately, if your query requires you to send us your email or talk to us privately, you should be using what we call as support tickets. And that's going to be one channel that you also will find inside of the Roo Code Hackathon category. All you need to do is go into that channel. You will see a button, and it's also self-explanatory. You will figure out how to create a ticket. Once you create a ticket, we will ask you for your name, your email, just to make sure we have things when we need to investigate. And you can then tell us your queries. And whatever you create as support tickets will only be between the folks who are running the hackathon and you. So that's a more private space where you can ask your questions. Last but not the least, we also want you to update your address just in case you are eligible for any stickers or swag that needs to be shipped to you post event. We want you to tell you where to send it. And the way that you can tell us that is by updating your address on this link. I'll drop that in the chat as well. There you go. Perfect. And we talked a little bit about prizes earlier, but I want to now deep dive and tell you all the prizes that you can win this weekend. I'll get us
Yes,
started.
Requesty.
Yes, I'll get us started, and then I'll pass it on to Hannes to talk more about the really amazing prizes that we have for you this weekend. But to get things started, you get to unlock AI superpowers with Google Gemini. You may have heard us talk about Gemini during the demo that Hannes did, and you also heard a little bit about the workshop that's going to come around on Saturday, 12:30 p.m. But all throughout the weekend, you have this way of using Google Gemini API in the hack that you're building this weekend, and all that is possible while you still use Roo Code for your AI hack. If you are able to do that, you will have some additional prize winning opportunities, which means one project or one team that builds a hack that does the best use of Gemini API, you're going to get some Google branded swag. And that, I think, is a very, very good collectible for folks who are really fascinated and passionate about swag collections. So make sure that you also go use Gemini wherever possible, Gemini API wherever possible, and be
Wait. I
eligible.
thought swag, we were supposed to be wearing swag. You're telling me that it's less valuable if I wear it?
Well, I think it's more valuable when you can collect better swag or more swag. I think the swag collection should not have any end. How about that?
Okay. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I've got my
And that-
Google Gemini shirt coming, by the way. It's in the mail. So
oh wow! You should show it to us on the Roo Code server when you have
I
it.
absolutely will. Logan Kilpatrick is sending it. Well, I mean, he's not sending it. He sent us a link. So
Nice. Well, maybe that's also coming your way when you participate at this hackathon. But now I want Hannes you to talk a little bit about the other prizes that we have, if you can.
okay. we have best first. Okay, so we are going to be giving away Requesty credits. These are able to be used on your account. We'll basically give you a code, a coupon code, and it will add it to your account. You do have to have a Requesty account for this. Um, the first best time hack, you will get $300 in Requesty credits. And I mean, you can be in a team of 5, or I guess you can pretend to be a team of 5 if you've registered enough times. I mean, I guess you have to verify. It's complicated, so probably easier to just find a team of 5. Each of you will get $300 in Requesty credits. I'm not exactly sure what would qualify as a best first time hack. Could you tell me a little more, Sid?
Of course, yes. So we look for any teams that have at least 50% first-time hackers. And the way we determine first-time hackers is by looking at your dev post profiles and looking at if you've gone to other hackathons, if you've won other hackathons. And anyway, on your social profile, we look at if you are a first-time hacker, but we really trust you if you tell us that you're a first-time hacker. All you need to do is have at least 50% of your team as first-time hackers. That means if you are a team of 4, at least 2 people in that team should be first-time hackers, and you will qualify for it. The other quick thing to make sure here is for all of these prizes that are opt-in, for example, this one here is an opt-in prize. You will have to check that as an opt-in prize that you want to opt into while you are creating a project on DevPost. If all that sounds gibberish, don't worry about that. We'll run a DevPost office hour later on Sunday where you will get to hear of all of that. And I'm sure we'll make mentions of DevPost and how to get set up on that platform multiple times throughout the week. But yes, we wanted to first tell you that this was the first prize coming your way. But wait, there is more, Hannes. What do we have next?
Best UI, best design. So this is also up to a team of 5, $300 and Requesty credits per. How would you guys judge what is a best design versus best hack? What's the line there?
Yeah, so the best designs, while we have judges come in and run a round of judging during Sunday, they'll also be rating all of these projects on a scale for the designs that they have. So while you're building a really good project, you may be excelling in the technology, you may be showcasing us the best things that you can do with AI, but it's not always that we put in a lot of effort at a hackathon to make it the best user interface and the best user experience for people using it, right? So that's where we would then be awarding you more prizes. And if you put in that effort to have the best design and the best UX, you will get that prize we're talking about.
Okay, that's so it doesn't have to be the best hack, just make it look good. You're saying my Flappy Birds wasn't good looking enough then. Definitely not going to win.
Your Flappy Kangaroo may be a best UI. I don't know if
it looked like a pig from the top. Okay, what is our final and top prize? Okay, best overall project this weekend. The best AI hack. This is $500 in Requesty credits for each member of your team. Again, up to 5, so a total of $2,500. And this best hack will be judged on quite a number of criteria. We have over 20 judges who are going to be working to help decide this. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, what in your past experiences, what are the types of things that really catch judges' eyes?
Well, we judge this on multiple parameters, and I can also walk people through that platform now that we have been talking about DevPost. Let me get that up real quick.
Oh, that would be great. I know people often, they go, well, what's the theme? What do we do in it? It's like, we're going to show you. We'll tell you. I mean, in this case, we don't have a theme. The theme is to use Roo Code and Requesty if you want. Requesty. I'm going to get confused about this for a long time now that they came up with that pun.
Here you go. So this is what DevPost should look like if I share the right tab. There we go. Yes. So this is what it would look like if you go to this page, and then we also link you to it. And if this is your first time going through DevPost at all, DevPost is a way for you to host hackathons, and this is an easy way for you to accept submissions for any hackathon that you're running or any hackathon that you're participating in. Also allows for team formation and all of the different things that you would want to do on a platform like that. Yeah. The link is in the chat if you want to try this out. But this is a good place for you to talk about anything and everything that's related to project submissions. For example, we give you a little bit of introduction to what this is. We also remind you what you really need to do as to dos, which is first joining the Discord, second registering for Roo Code, and then if you scroll further, there's a set of rules or requirements that you need to follow. I saw someone in the chat asking if you can hack solo. Yes, of course. Each team can have a maximum of 5 members, but solo hackers are welcome. And you're only allowed to submit one project to this hackathon. I thought that was also one question everybody had. And these are all the prizes that we already talked about. If you are ever in doubt and don't know what we talked about during opening, you can, of course, come back and watch the recording on YouTube. But this is an easy way for you to figure that out. Scrolling down, this is the judging criteria that we follow at hackathons. Well, for this one, while there is no strict theme to it, we are asking you to build AI hacks this weekend. So we want to see, or the judges, when they come and review your projects, they would want to see how close of an AI hack are you building. That means not just using AI through Roo Code to build your hack, but what kind of AI features are you actually building inside of your hack is one way or one parameter that judges will look for. The second is technology. While you want to use AI, how impressive is your overall hack coming to be? What are different things that you have used? And I'm going to be very hypothetical here. Let's just say that you figured out that there is a good hashing algorithm you would want to use for something, or you come up with your own hashing algorithm, which I know all sounds very silly. But if you can do all of that and make judges go, wow, when they look at all the different things that you have, and if it's really working, that'll account for technology. Design, we talked about, because there's also another price category for it. Learning, we also look for teams that may be stretching themselves or trying something new during the weekend. How do we check that? While you create your descriptions of your project submission on over on DevPost, we ask you of what did you learn extra, or how did you stretch yourself? Is there any challenges that you came across? How did you overcome those challenges? All that tells us that you probably learned something new, or you did some extra effort in overcoming any challenges that you faced during the weekend. That accounts for learning overall. Originality, if there's a hack that you're building which is completely new and completely new to the outside world, or if you're making significant improvements to projects that have been built in the past and products that are already there, that also accounts for originality. And then, of course, completion. While you introduce your project, you tell us what your end goal was and how much of it were you really able to achieve. Does that make sense, Hannes? Do you think that's a good overview of the judging criteria?
I think that absolutely is. And this document is easily accessible for the participant. Oh, hey, can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, we can. Yes, and that's easily accessible. Yes, it's on this link, and I'm sure it's also linked on the Roo Code Discord server. But all you need to do is go to this link, and you will be able to figure out where to find things.
Yeah. Excellent.
Are agents considered team members? If you think agents can create DevPost profiles for themselves and can show up as a team member, yes, we can count them in.
Oh, I guess that's going to be the maybe that will be their entrant or their project, right?
Yes, it is.
A hackathon participator.
And if they're doing this for the first time, they also count as first-time hackers, I think. So 2 prizes that you can opt in for.
Can a person opt in for like? Is there a chance that a person could win the best design and best first time hack or something?
Yes, if it was an exceptional piece of design and they were also doing it for the first time, of course, yes.
So technically possible. Not something you see that often, though.
We don't, yes, that's sure. Awesome. So that's all about the prizes that we have this weekend. But is there anything else that you need to know this weekend? Yes, just a few more things, and we'll make sure that we cover this really quickly. But we want you to submit a demo, and I'll tell you what we really mean by a demo. But I know by the end of the hackathon, most people don't really get to where they want to be with the project, because we imagine a project that can do several things together that we want to build during a hackathon. But we want to really encourage you to show off what you build regardless of the progress, because it's important that you put in a lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights also, I think, to build what you really wanted to build. And we really want you to showcase that to the community and celebrate that win together. And for anybody who does that, anybody who really demos their projects and sends it to DevPost, we're going to give you this cute piece of collectible, a sticker that is co-branded with MLH and Roo Code's logos. We call this iDemo sticker. As the name suggests, this is for anybody who submits a demo. And we're going to send this in a mail to you physically, and that's exactly why we need your address if you're eligible to do this. For anybody who's maybe a sticker fan and already has a collection on their laptops, this is one good collectible. But if you're also getting started, I think you should. This is a good way for you to get started. Hannes, do you have a good sticker collection? Are you a fan of laptop stickers at all?
I had to move my head to get my camera to move. I am not a sticker collector. I collect these drawings behind me, and
Hmm.
those I can't get from a hackathon. Those are made by children, my children in this case. So
Well, I don't know if Hannes would want to ship any of those paintings to winners and demos this weekend, but I'm pretty sure we can send either stickers to you this weekend.
but I have
Like,
so many more. I mean, I have a bag of them prepared to be put on the wall. This is they manufacture them.
oh, wow. So then I think it's fair to say that you need to grab Harness somewhere at some event in person to be able to get those for yourself. So
That's
keep
fair.
looking for where Harness is going to be, what event Harness is going to be at, speaking of Roo Code, and that's one way for you to get this. But yeah, now I'm sure I've told you that you need to create a good demo, but what does a great demo mean? We want you to create a video that's under 2 minutes where you show us what you've actually built and not just cover a set of slides. If I was in your shoes, what I'd be doing is start by introducing myself and the team, talk about what project I'm building by actually walking through the project itself when you're screen sharing and have voiceovers if you can, and really showing us what are the different stages that you've gone through, what are different features that you're really proud of, and also tell us a little bit about what you were imagining to do with this or what this future scope of this is going to be, right? All of that together is a very good 2 minute demo for you to do. Just make sure that you're not just running through the slides, but actually showing us what you've built throughout the weekend.
Mhm.
And most importantly, also have a link to the public code repo. While I know most folks here would be using GitHub to do that, there are several more tools that you can do that or do to achieve that. But make sure that you're also linking us to that, because when we go through judging phase, there may be chances when the judges would want to have a look at your code, and we'd want to do a lot more things when you look at your code. But make sure you link us to that as well. And finally, we've already sent you this link, but your submission deadline is at 10 a.m. on Sunday. That's 2 days from now. You have about 48 hours to get everything done. So make sure you are submitting by that deadline. Don't worry about forgetting that deadline. Our team will do a great job in reminding you, keeping you on your toes, at least with that deadline, and also giving you frequent reminders. But on a serious note, MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone, and by being at this event, you are agreeing to abide by the MLH Code of Conduct. If you've not read that yet, I highly recommend you do so by going to this link on your screens. The TLDR is to be respectful. Abuse and harassment are never tolerated at our events. If you ever feel uncomfortable at an event, please email us through the email address that you see on your screens. And there are also phone numbers specific to regions that you can find on the same link that's on your screens. But with that, I want to maybe give you a few advices, and I'm also going to call in Harness to maybe talk about that. But my biggest advice that I can give to people who go to hackathons is please team up and have fun. It's only fun when you have more people joining in. And if you are confused where to find teams or teammates, there's a channel called Team Building over on Discord. And I already saw a lot of folks posting about the skills that they have, what are they looking to build this weekend. And the more details that you can add about yourself, the better it is for other people to find you and find a good match that way, right? So make sure that you introduce yourself over on that server. Um, and with that, I think hacking begins right now. Hannes, do you have any closing notes to tell people about anything that you are reminded of when you think of hackathons?
Well, I think that I really, since you're using Roo Code here, check out the videos we have on our docs site. They're 1 or 2 minutes long for the most part, a lot of shorts that show some of the powerful features, the power user features that can make Roo Code more than just a simple, well, do this and then watch it do that. You can, the this in that equation is a lot more than people realize. And these features are not always obvious. It's hard to sort of hit people in the head with every single feature or possibility when they first on board. So I would really encourage you not to be shy about taking a look at those.
Of course. And then, as promised, we are now at the section where we can take more of your questions. And as I'm going to go and scroll through the chat to see if we had anything come up that we may have
Sure.
missed.
Good idea.
Um, So I see someone here saying that the teaming up of dev on DevPost isn't working. Well, it should be working from the last time I checked. If at all you're still facing issues, I would recommend you to reach out to uh, their support team using their email address. Just try sending them an email. They're super fast with resolutions like that. If you still are facing issues after you've sent them an email and you don't hear from them, just let us know. We also have a channel with them that we can go talk to them directly and get this fixed. I'm also going to go try that out myself again right after the stream is done. But thank you for reporting. If this is an issue that comes up again, please let us know again on Discord, and we will definitely find solution for that. I see one other person saying, or a different query here saying that the team ups channel is not visible on Discord server. I know where exactly you need to go and get that fixed. Let me get you to the slide where we talked about that. Yep, this is what I'm looking for. So when you're on Discord, you need to go to this channel first that says About Hackathon. And on that channel, you will see the first message that asks you to react to that to the message that's in there. Only then will you get access to other channels on the server. This is one way for us to rate limit in some sense and avoid spam. This is called reaction roles that we have set up inside of Discord server. So all you need to do is go find the channel that says About Hackathon, react on the first message that you see, and that should open up all the different channels that or all the different things that you need to get access this weekend. Um, Yep, I see just those two questions. I think we've had so much activity in the chat that I need to scroll all the way. And if in case I'm not able to scroll all the way and get to your questions, please feel free to drop your questions again in the chat because that's going to be easier for us to look at. Da-da-da-da. Sweet. I think. Oh, there's this question. I think Hannes, you can answer this.
Can you run multiple tasks in Roo at once? In a given workspace, you cannot, but you can create a GitHub project and then make work trees. The way I learned to do that was asking ChatGPT how to do it. You create some work trees and then you work on those separately. This prevents agents from working over top of each other and allows you to create separate PRs to your project for each one, for individual agents' work.
Cool. This is another question that I know we answered. Do you want to take this up again?
Okay, for Requesty, all you need to do is connect, sign in, create an account, and then when you're in Roo Code, you will see you don't need to put any credit. You get a whole $1 anyways, but you can simply just go to your API profile and select the Requesty model, and it will be free. It will not charge you. So you don't even need to put a credit card, nothing. It's a quick setup. You just log in with your Google account and boom.
Awesome. This question is a more longer one. Let's take a second to read through this. If I design Dungeons and Dragons, can it use the AI in the app for game text generation, responses to users' actions or questions? I don't know if I understand that question well. Hannes, do you?
I think that so if the person uses AI to build uses AI as AI players to help control, so they could play Dungeons and Dragons interactively, not just I guess in this case by themselves.
Right. I think this question is about would this qualify as a AI hack? Well, my recommendation here would be while you use AI to build your hack or write code for you, fix things for you, I would suggest that you also go a little forward to use AI as a feature inside of the hack
Yeah.
that you build. And in this case, I think you're now coming up with having AI bots be players and then interact with you throughout that game. That I think is a good use case for you to do this. Hannes, any comments
No, I
there?
agree. I think that would be pretty cool, actually.
Nice. Another requesty question, if you'd want to take this.
Yes, you log into Requesty for when you go into Roo Code, you can click right in the app. It will say, "Hey, get an API key." There's a button, and that will take you to their site where you can log in, and that automatically creates an account.
I see requesty questions coming in again. Would it be possible for you to maybe screen share and just show folks the initial bit of it?
Sure, if you give me a moment here, I just need to
Take
get
your
to
time.
that screen again. Okay, we have present. There's that button. Share screen, tips and tricks, windows, entire, choose window. Okay, share this window. Okay, here we are. Um, in this case, if you already have Roo Code, and this is, and then you would go to select a provider. And in this case here, I'm going to see if what happens. I'm going to delete that. So when you go create a new provider, then you select requesty. So here, requesty, ta-da, and hit get, request an API key. This will take you to their site. In this case, if I logged out, it would, if I had been logged out, it would, ping me to sign in at that point. And then it will automatically fill out. Authorizing. It should automatically fill that out. Okay. So if you are, yeah, see, it did fill it out. I think I don't know what was going on there. Sometimes there's little glitches like that. I have not used that specific feature for a long time since, well, once you have your API key, you have your API key in. I will show you from the beginning again as well how to do that. Here, reset our interface. Boom, hit requesty, you download Roo Code, hit requesty, take into their site. You'll be asked to sign in. You can sign in with your GitHub account, Google. I think you can sign up without any of that. Then you hit authorize and go to your settings right here. To get your Roo Code credits or your requesty credits, you go here and find a model, search for Roo Questy, and you select requesty. Any of these models, requesty / Gemini 2.5 Pro, will automatically be free. So you don't get credits, you just have access to basically what is a free model, if that makes
Awesome.
sense.
There's also someone here saying that you need to hit refresh after you have chosen requesty and entered the API key.
There we go. Look at that. So there, refresh. Okay, get, authorize. I'm not sure. I think when I deleted it, it was different than, let's go create a new profile. And I will start with a different one. Sorry, I'm going to save. So if I just came in here from scratch, hit Roo or Hackathon, and then I went requesty. It did not fill it out. Well, we'll get that fixed. An update with that being fixed will be out later today. Regardless, you can go through their website and easily, if you go to requesty, or requesty.ai, sign in, and then you can click on API keys over here, and yeah, create an API key. Simple as that. And then you copy and paste that into Roo Code right here.
Awesome. I think that'll solve for all the questions that were here. And I'm also realizing we are at time.
Okay.
So much for coming in and showing us all this exciting things that Roo can do for us. Hannes, you will get to see Hannes and other people from the Roo Code team throughout the weekend on the Roo Code Discord server. Go say hi, talk to them, understand what they're doing in the Roo Code team, understand their journeys. I'm sure they also have interesting backgrounds, interesting stories to say, as Hannes did. But thank you so much for joining us. We will be around on Discord throughout the weekend to support you however you'd need. Anything that you would want to add, Hannes, and then we say goodbyes?
No, thank you. Just thank you for joining. And we look forward to talking with you and answering any questions you have this weekend. Welcome to the Roo Code community.
We'll see you all then. Bye.